Well, after last time, where we had the excitement of the cat dragging across the lagoon in Syracuse, we get to Augusta, and a local fisherman has put his illegal net across the bay, and we anchor over the top of it. But first, we have to get to Augusta. Well, we're on the move again. Let's wham. We're on the move again. It's just gone 7:30. Well, actually, it's now 8:15. But we just gently motored out of Porto Palo. The wind is going to change direct from the south, which means the swell will be coming in there. It was coming in last night, only half a metre or so, but the wind was from the east, and then going back round to the west, so the boat was lying across the swell, which makes it very uncomfortable, and I just didn't get a lot of sleep. So at 6 o'clock I made a coffee. Oh, the radio's going off. I made a coffee, came and sat outside and just got the boat ready basically. Lady Aquitaine just behind me, they were up early as well, they're literally 3 or 4 minutes behind me. We're just going past the island with the statue of Queen Victoria. I don't know if you can see that here, right there. It's not actually a picture of Queen Victoria, that's the lighthouse that you can see at night. If you're in Porto Palo, it lights up. Quite a strong beam on that one. Lots of caves in this volcanic rock here. It's always pretty to come along. I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit. Hang on a second. Right, I don't know if that's any better. I can try and zoom in post-production. See if that helps. That's the old fort. There also used to be a tuna fishing and tuna canning factory on the actual island itself. They used to string nets between the island and the mainland. It's only half a mile, but the tuna used to go through there. They probably still go through it, and they used to catch hundreds of them, and then over the course of 2 seasons they just gone, tuna fished out. Now rumour has it that the tuna are actually returning. They are up on the south coast of England as well, bluefin tuna. My son's caught some. So they're going further north now. I guess they're not hunted so much up there. I believe they're a protected species here as well. If you go back to one of our videos called Bodies on the Beach, from when we were there with Dusk and Ryan and Brittany from Sailing Sunday, you'll see there's some bluefin tuna that had been illegally caught, and they'd had their heads and tails chopped off. Right, I've got a bit of a mainsail flap going on here. I'm motor sailing. There is a little bit of wind on the water here, so I think I'm going to put the camera down because I'm about to change direction. I'm about to head over here into this big bay towards Syracuse. So I'm going to stop that main flapping, bring the boat round a little bit. I'm going to come to port, come around here a little bit, and see if I can catch some wind. I'll catch up with you guys in a minute. Well, the wind's got up a little bit. as you can probably hear. There's a little bit of swell, very short, very, very close together. I would say 2 seconds, very close together. White caps everywhere. The wind's about 15-16 knots, but it's right on the nose. Over here is Syracuse. I'm steering in here a little bit to get the shelter of the land so I can keep the boat speed up. It's 6 2/3, but in the flatter water here I can keep the boat speed up, and out there it's slightly rougher, but we should be there by midday, and it's now 10 o'clock, so 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours. You can see how close the chop is, look, and it is only, you know, I guess a metre for the bigger ones. Look how close together they are. There you go, sailing in the med. I knew it was going to be on the nose for the last bit, and I was going to go right in shore, which is what I normally do when I come up this way, if there's a northerly, because you just get the shelter. But there we go. It's still very hot. Couple of boats out here. There's one called Tattoo out there, and Lady Aquitaine's out there. See her? I thought I saw dolphins earlier, but I might have been mistaken. Anyway, get round the corner, I can put some sails up. To get a tack in, I'd have to go over here, go a long way in, and then a long way out, and that's going to take hours. I'd rather spend £2.50 on diesel. Right, let's put the camera away for a bit. Okay, well, we're just coming around the end of the peninsula outside Syracuse. There's the lighthouse. The wind has eased up a little bit now. I'm fairly close in here. I've got 14 metres underneath us, so there's plenty. Little day boat out there. Lady Aquitaine's behind us, running their water maker before we go into Syracuse, because the water's really dirty in there, as you've seen on our previous videos. So there we are. Once I get round this corner here, I'm probably going to put some crumpets in the oven, in the air fryer, and have crumpets for lunch. How very British. Right, back to wheel again into Syracuse. For some reason the GoPro's packed up. This is the entrance. It's still pretty windy, fairly shallow over here, so you've got to be a bit careful. But this, as you can see, is the entrance. We've got a bit of sail up. Engine's just on tick over. I'm going to ask for permission to go in a minute, and we will go into Zone C, I believe, possibly Zone B. But there we go. I'll show you what it's like when the trip's over. They're going to somewhere in front of me. My chain's right underneath them now, so they're going to go out over there somewhere. I've got 7 metres depth overall, and I've put 40 out plus a snubber, so probably about 43. which sounds like a lot, but it's not like the place is full and everybody's, you know, fighting for space. I have seen people drag in here, but it is pretty deep, soft mud. Anyway, let's leave them to it. So, as well as all the historic features that Syracuse has, you can get water there from a tap in the corner where the arrow is, and you can also get diesel or petrol from there. You simply park in the dinghy dock and the tap is next to the burger bar. There's also a couple of really good shops that not a lot of people know about. They all know about Lidl's, but just here where the arrow is, there's a couple of shops which are really handy. A good DIY shop and an ARD supermarket, almost as good as Lidl's, and not as far to walk either. After a week in Syracuse, we went north to Augusta. I'd heard about this anchorage from a friend and a fellow Bavaria owner. Anyway, we went there and I'd forgotten to turn the inReach on, so the tracker just picked up the next point when I turned it on. We actually went right into the corner of this bay. It gets very shallow. Couple of things about it. It's inundated with mosquitoes. There's a big swamp at the end of the inlet, and also the inlet or bay has 3 marinas full of day boats, and at the weekend they all come out churning up the bay. It's not a good place to anchor at the weekend. That's my experience anyway. And many thanks to Lady Aquitaine, in fact Ian on Lady Aquitaine, who took this next bit of footage. When we'd got to Augusta, I decided to get in the water and have a look at the prop and the speed log, see if I could get some of the barnacles off them from Syracuse. And when I went in, I noticed that there was a drift net underneath the boat. There was a small fender about half a mile away, and this fellow came along, picked the fender up and then proceeded to drag this net on board his boat. It was right underneath Impavidus. By releasing the snubber and then pulling some chain in, I managed to get the boat over the net so that he was able to pull it out from behind Impavidus. But for a short while I really thought we were going to end up with a very fouled boat. Now don't forget, give us a like. It's that thumbs up in the corner there, that's the one. And subscribe. Only about 50% of you are subscribed, and when you do that, ring the bell as well. You'll get notifications when we put out our next video. Until next time, don't forget, wear that kill card and sail safe. Bye for now.